and posted on the district website. Will everybody please rise for the flag salute? Thank you.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mr. DeVita.
Mr. Balsamo.
Yes.
Mrs. Danchek Martin.
Here.
Dr. D'Elia.
Here.
Mr. Del Piano.
Present.
Mr. Fraginels.
Here.
Mr. Gilberti.
Here.
Mrs. Quirk.
Here.
Mr. Scotty.
Here.
Mr. Ferraro.
Here. Any correspondence?
No correspondence.
Okay, can I get a motion for approval of the minutes?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, we're going to move on to our presentation. Mr. Banya?
I'd like to invite the board members. Good evening. It's nice seeing so many people here. The first thing I'd like to do is just thank the EAN, Jess, and all the members for the nice reception we had. It was nice seeing so many people there bring their families. A lot of our educators in district came to support our winners and our retirees. We appreciate that time together. Each year, the New Jersey Department of Education recognizes educators in the Governor Educators of the Year program. This happens earlier in the year, and we wait till June every year to recognize our winners. Our building principal has nominated a teacher and support staff member for the 25-26 school year to be included in the Governor's Educator of the Year program. Tonight, we're thankful to have the opportunity to recognize them and award them their certificate. This year's class is made of exceptional educators of all backgrounds. These exemplary teachers and educational service professionals help to promote a culture of excellence and a love of learning in our children. We honor your outstanding work for this school year. I'd like to introduce each building principal to speak about their award winners. Then we'd like to give them the certificate. First, I'd like to bring up Dennis Williams to talk about and introduce the High School Educators of the Year.
I thought the high school was going to go last. Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all our award winners. I'm honored to speak tonight about Evan Dickerson. He's a 7-year veteran teacher here. He creates a very special environment inside his classrooms. It's one that fosters student creativity and imagination. Right now, he's straddling both the English and CTE departments in what he does. It's a hybrid situation, but it ideally suits his life experiences and his interests. He has leveraged his screenwriting and film production background into his creative writing and film analysis classes. He's also expanded his instructional domain to our radio, TV and production classes. In both areas, it's his ability to encourage students to create that's a valuable asset. Over the past few years, Mr. Dickerson's classroom has grown to what I like to call a sanctuary of creativity. Students are encouraged to explore their interests and are encouraged to produce poetry, short stories, and artwork. The student buy-in to this approach has resulted in the publishing of a number for the last couple of years of The Attic, which we actually have on it's not on sale. You can take it with you. On sale now at your newsstands. I know you're not supposed to use props, but I think it's just a really good kind of visual reminder of what we create here in Nutley. So this is coming up from the elementary, and Evan's putting the fine point on it. His background in production has already filtered into the classroom. Students are producing high quality videos, not just internally, but for local businesses as well. And he's using this new teaching duty to sync up a curriculum across the ELA and CT departments. We look forward to how he's going to develop relationships inside the community, inside the building. And we are thankful he is with us. I'd like to congratulate again, Evan Dickerson. It's his son's birthday today, but he's decided to come here. But thank you, Evan.
I'd like to bring up Mr. Joe Materio to speak about the middle school governor educator of years.
For the 3 years that I've known Molly Melillo at John H. Walker Middle School, I've learned that she is an educator that I can rely on all the time. Molly embodies the idea of a serious educator. Everything she does is fundamentally grounded in what is right and what is best for each and every one of her students. Instructionally, Molly anticipates student misunderstandings and accordingly amplifies clarity in her delivery. Delivering instruction to both seventh and eighth graders, Molly has to change gears throughout the day to meet the needs of diverse learners and does so gracefully and exceptionally. A problem finder and solver, Molly Melillo is one of the main brainstormers of the SCIP team. In fact, this year, she has made herself very useful in helping us with the sixth grade expansion and sixth grade transition. In the building early to help students, in the building late to help students, online to help students for homebound instruction. It appears that Molly never stops teaching. When Molly does take a break from teaching, she finds time to run clubs like the walking club, as well as assist a social committee to further add to the building's climate and culture. We're fortunate to have Molly with us. Molly Melillo always says yes. She always says yes. Anytime you ask her to do something, she always says yes. To helping students or getting a project off the ground because she enjoys seeing people around her succeed, which I believe anyone in this room would agree is the essence of a true educator. We are honored at John H. Walker Middle School that Molly Melillo is our 25-26 Educator of the Year.
Should we change this?
Joseph Capello, or as I call him, Joey Caps, represents the word service. Joseph is here for the students, especially some of the most vulnerable. Here, he keeps his demeanor steady and calm while offering pathways, solutions, and resources. Even during the most delicate situations, Mr. Capello offers a warm smile that makes even the most delicate situations manageable and almost sometimes easy to deal with. Mr. Capello also works with parents to invite them to understand that what their child is going through is going to be okay, but is also very important. Here, he also helps them to understand that they're not alone and that through every step of the way, he will be there to support them. Mr. Capello works with the teachers to ensure that they have the appropriate information necessary to educate certain students, as well as those who are on homebound instruction. Easy to talk to, very humorous and kind, Mr. Capello is an asset to his position, our building, our students, and the entire district. Mr. Capello will always be the sounding board for the toughest administrative decisions. His extensive knowledge and years of experience are leveraged by the faculty as well as the administrative team on a daily basis. We are honored that John H. Walker Middle School has Mr. Capello as the 25-26 Educational Service Professional of the Year.
Thank you, Mr. Materia. I would like to invite up Mrs. Franicola to speak about the Lincoln School.
Good evening, everyone. It's an absolute honor to stand here tonight and celebrate a true pillar of our Lincoln School family, Rosalina Berdnick. Rosalina has been shaping young minds for an incredible 19 years. Throughout her career, she has shown a remarkable ability to meet students exactly where they are. Whether she was teaching strategies, welcoming her absolute youngest learners in kindergarten, or most recently, guiding her wonderful first graders, Rosalina treats every classroom as a sanctuary for growth. If you walk into Rosalina's first grade room, you will immediately feel the magic. First graders have a lot of energy, a lot of questions, and sometimes a lot of big feelings. It takes a very special person to navigate that environment, and Rosalina does it with a grace that is inspiring. She is the definition of kindness and patience. She listens, she nurtures, and she makes sure every single child feels seen, safe, and capable of amazing things. But Rosalina's impact doesn't stop at the doorway of her classroom. She's a true leader of Lincoln School. To her students, she's a hero. To her colleagues, she's a trusted mentor, a quiet force of encouragement, and a shining example of what dedication to this profession looks like. She leads by example, always lifting others up and working to make Lincoln School the best place it can be. Rosalina, 19 years of teaching is a beautiful milestone, and this award is incredibly well-deserved. Thank you for your patience, your kindness, and your unwavering leadership. Congratulations on being named the Governor's Recognition Teacher of the Year for the 25-26 school year. Sorry.
I'd like to bring up Mr. Mike Carney to discuss and talk about Radcliffe School's Educator of the Year.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all this evening's honorees. You are the best amongst experts. Radcliffe School has voted Miss Megan Martin as our Service Professional of the Year. Miss Martin is a standout in any classroom she serves. She has a remarkable ability to connect with students, particularly our students with autism. For those of you who work with students with unique needs, not every day goes as planned. Ms. Martin constantly is able to reset her students, creating a calm which allows them to achieve whatever their intended objective is. Beyond her abilities to keep her students on task, she's also extremely strong. Worry, Megan. You know what I mean. I can recall, all right, so it's more than one occasion, where a child has been just refusing to move during a fire drill, alarms going off, and without hesitation, he is no longer on the ground and picked right off the ground and moved. Safety is always ensured, and I will not forever forget that, and well done. Her strong work ethic and genuine care for children has made her an invaluable part of our Radcliffe School. We are grateful for all that she does and proud to honor her today. Please join me congratulating Miss Megan Martin on her well-deserved recognition as Radcliffe School's Service Professional of the Year.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Next, I'd like to recognize Radcliffe's Educator of the Year, first grade teacher, Mrs. Amanda Scully. In short, Mrs. Scully embodies the idea of fun in learning. It's not uncommon to hear her singing with her students in the hallway. Where is that noise coming from? Turning transitions into meaningful learning opportunities. Her Radcliffe famous stop sign, which you cannot pass, she walks around with it, and dance parties are just some methods of teaching that just scream at Mrs. Scully. Every year, we use multiple methods to ensure our students' growth. Mrs. Scully's students always surpass their intended goals. A big part of their success is how she empowers her team to confidently lead trials and lessons. They always deliver to her standard. And if there's any question about it, she jumps in and she lends assistance, always building her team. Beyond the classroom, Mrs. Scully is a valued leader who collaborates closely with colleagues, supports families, and always advocates for the needs of her students. Just last week, a student had a hard time swallowing his fruit. And as the student began to react, without hesitation, that's the person you want in your classroom if your child is having a hard time swallowing fruit. We are proud to honor her today. Congratulations, Mrs. Scully.
Stay away, sorry. Use your sanitizer. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Ms. Laura LaGuardia to speak about Spring Garden School.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all the recipients tonight. So some people teach lessons, some people build programs, and then there are those rare individuals who bring people together and strengthen the very fabric of a school community. Our Educator of the Year, Katrina Caitness, Mrs. C. Cat, is the glue that connects students, staff, and families through the power of teamwork and belonging. As our physical education teacher, she understands that educating the whole child means nurturing both the mind and the body. Every lesson is an opportunity to build confidence, character, resilience, and community. Her commitment extends far beyond the gymnasium walls. Whether coaching the third half team, organizing events, Yoga Day or World Cup Day coming up, volunteering for field day beyond school hours to set it up, Junior Olympic practices, organizing school initiatives like the staff versus student kickball and volleyball tournaments, or simply stepping in whenever help is needed, she consistently puts the needs of others before her own. She embodies collaboration, compassion, and service, always asking, can I help? How can I help? And then following through with enthusiasm. Don't ask her how many double gym periods she had because we were short, maybe a sub or two. Students look up to her not only as a teacher, but as a role model. Colleagues value her as a trusted partner and team player. Her positive spirit, fairness, and dedication inspire everyone around her. For her unwavering commitment to our students, her willingness to help, and her remarkable ability to unite our school community, it is my honor to recognize our physical education teacher of the year, Mrs. Caitness. It is my pleasure now to recognize our guidance counselor, Lauren Alfaro, as our service provider of the year. Despite the demands of serving two school communities, both Radcliffe and Spring Garden schools, she has the remarkable ability to sort through complex situations and get to the heart of the matter. Her ability to listen, analyze, and provide thoughtful guidance to our students, parents, and staff is invaluable. Without hesitation, she ping-pongs between two buildings, wherever and whenever she is needed most. No matter how many students, families, staff members, or situations require her attention, she navigates each day with remarkable efficiency, compassion, and purpose. Her expertise in the field and her wealth of knowledge make her a resource for all of us at Spring Garden School and beyond. She is our go-to person when we need a voice of reason. Her commitment to student well-being, her unwavering support to our school community, and her ability to manage a demanding workload with grace make her a deserving recipient of this honor. We are fortunate to have her on our team and grateful for the tremendous difference she makes every day. Our only wish is that we had her full-time. Sorry, Mr. Carney. Congratulations, Ms. Alfaro.
Next, we have Mr. Francia with Yannicka School.
All right, good evening. Thank you, Mr. Banya, Central Office Administration, and of course, our Board of Education for arranging this evening to honor our educators and our retirees. So congratulations to everybody. This year's Yannicka School Educational Services Professional of the Year Award is presented to Patricia Bartel, a dedicated paraprofessional who has made a positive impact on our students and our school community. Patricia is a Nutley High School graduate, class of 79, and a Villanova graduate, class of 83. Patricia has worked in the Nutley School District for 15 years and has served in each of the district's elementary school buildings at various points throughout her career. During her time at Yannicka School, she has served as a one-to-one paraprofessional, offering individualized support that has shaped the educational experiences of our students. The role of the paraprofessional extends beyond academics. Mrs. Bartel helps students build confidence, resilience, and a belief in their own abilities. She celebrates moments that may appear small to others, but represents transformative moments for a child, such as a breakthrough in reading, a moment of self-regulation, or a problem solved independently. Mrs. Bartel recognizes the significance of these moments and treats each one as an important step toward their greater growth. Her encouragement helps students recognize what they are truly capable of, often giving them the courage to take the next step. It is clear that Patricia cares for her students. This is reflected in her warm, respectful interactions and her ability to build strong, trusting relationships. She implements a wide range of strategies both inside and outside of the classroom, adapting her approach to meet the unique needs of each student she supports. Her students look up to her not only because she helps them learn, but because she makes them feel valued, understood, and capable. Patricia's flexibility and willingness meet the needs of all her students and have contributed greatly to the positive impact she has made at Yannicka. Her knowledge and expertise allow her students to access the curriculum in meaningful ways, ensuring they are provided with equitable educational opportunities. She is also a true team player, working collaboratively with teachers to ensure that instruction is effective, it is appropriate, and tailored to the needs of her students. Her support strengthens the entire learning environment. I know that Patricia will continue to positively impact the lives of many students. We are proud to celebrate Patricia Bartel as Yannicka School's Educational Services Professional of the Year. I have a folder because I have a few of these tonight. Okay. This year's Teacher of the Year Award at Yannicka School celebrates an outstanding art teacher whose creativity, compassion, and dedication have made a positive impact on all her students at Yannicka School. Dawn Goldberg transforms the art room into a fun and vibrant environment where students are encouraged to be imaginative, explore new ideas, and take pride in their creative work. Mrs. Goldberg has the ability to nurture imagination and confidence while creating a classroom environment where every student feels welcome, supported, and inspired, even when a project seems challenging. Mrs. Goldberg sparks curiosity. She builds resilience and helps students express their unique voices. Through innovative projects, supportive guidance, and genuine love for both art and education, Mrs. Goldberg has truly shaped a thriving, joyful learning environment. You should show up one day when she has the lights and turns the lights out and it's a dance party. In addition to her daily responsibilities, Mrs. Goldberg goes above and beyond to ensure that every student has a piece of artwork showcased in her annual school-wide art show, which was last Thursday. This event celebrates students' talents, but also reflects her organization, commitment, and belief that all children deserve the opportunity to feel proud of their accomplishments. Mrs. Goldberg also serves as the advisor for the School Safety Patrol, where she guides students in developing leadership, responsibility, and teamwork. In each of her roles, she helps students succeed academically, artistically, and personally. Mrs. Goldberg's recognition as Teacher of the Year is well-deserved honor for a teacher who makes learning brighter and engaging and more inspiring each day. We are grateful for the countless ways she enriches the lives of our students and are proud to celebrate Dawn Goldberg as Yanakaw School's Teacher of the Year.
And last but certainly not least, our new pre-K center. We're going to invite up April Vidiello to speak about her Educators of the Year.
Good evening. Congratulations to all of tonight's recipients. It's a well-deserved honor. It is my privilege to recognize Mrs. Nicole Piccini, our school nurse, as Educational Service Professional of the Year. Mrs. Piccini is an exceptional member of our school community whose dedication, compassion, and commitment to service positively impacts the lives of many students, families, and staff every day. Whether assisting a colleague, comforting a student, or volunteering her time for school initiatives, Mrs. Piccini approaches every task with kindness, professionalism, and a genuine desire to help others. One of Mrs. Piccini's most remarkable qualities is her patience and nurturing approach with children. She creates an environment for these very young children where students feel safe, cared for, and valued. Her calm and reassuring presence provides comfort to students and families alike, particularly during high pressure situations. Several times this year, I've been very fortunate to have Mrs. Piccini in the building. There's no one else you would rather have during an emergency to whether help students or staff. She is the calm in the chaos and the solid object for both staff and students during a medical emergency. And we are very grateful to have her on our team. No matter the challenge, Mrs. Piccini remains composed, thoughtful, and focused on finding solutions, offering both expertise and reassurance when it is needed most. Beyond her daily responsibilities as our school nurse, Mrs. Piccini is also a dedicated leader and active contributor to our school community. This year, she hosted parent academies focusing on healthy habits, pushes into the classroom and reads books about how to stay healthy to our students. She equips families with valuable knowledge and practical resources to support their children's health and well-being. She is also a valued member of both our Code Blue team and our Early Childhood Advisory Council, where she shares her expertise and collaborates with colleagues to enhance programs and supports for students and families. Mrs. Piccini also takes the lead in organizing many of our celebrations and special events that bring our school community together. This is really important, especially in a brand new building. She's really helped shape our school culture, and we're very grateful for that. Through these efforts, she fosters school spirit, strengthens relationships, and creates meaningful experiences for students, families, and staff. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Piccini, our Educational Services Professional of the Year. This recognition is a reflection of the countless ways she enriches our school community each and every day. Congratulations, Mrs. Piccini. I would also like to honor and recognize Miss O'Grady, Miss Shannon O'Grady, our Teacher of the Year. Miss Shannon O'Grady embodies everything we hope to see in an outstanding educator and teacher leader. She has a genuine passion for teaching, and that passion is evident in every aspect of her work. More importantly, her enthusiasm for learning is contagious. She inspires her students and me to be curious, engaged, and excited about their own educational journeys. Ms. O'Grady consistently promotes a positive, supportive, and inclusive school environment through her interactions with students, families, and colleagues. She fosters school pride by leading spirit wear initiatives and actively contributes to the song sense of community that makes our school such a special place. She is always willing to lend a helping hand, offering guidance, encouragement, and support to colleagues whenever it is needed, even with posters in the bathroom saying, "You can do this," and all the other fun messages she leaves. One of my most favorite parts of the day, besides greeting the students in the morning, is visiting Miss O'Grady's classroom, or her Zen Den, as we like to call it, where she can often be found playing the ukulele, singing with her students, using 5,000 beads this year, having a dance party, and chanting positive affirmations. Beyond her classroom, Miss O'Grady demonstrates exceptional leadership. This year alone, she served as a mentor to 2 teachers, providing thoughtful guidance, encouragement, and professional support. She also serves as a supervisor of the preschool extended day program, where she ensures a positive, organized, and enriching experience for both students and staff. In addition, Ms. O'Grady is an active member of our SKIP team, our school climate team, and our Early Childhood Advisory Council, where she collaborates with colleagues and shares her expertise to support school-wide initiatives and student achievement. She's also turnkeyed several professional developments this year to her colleagues, which was very well received. Her positive attitude, solution-oriented mindset, and unwavering commitment to teamwork have earned her the respect and admiration of her peers. Ms. O'Grady leads by example. She's a dedicated educator, a supportive colleague, a trusted mentor, and an advocate for students. Her commitment to excellence and her ability to inspire those around her make her truly deserving of this recognition. Please join me in congratulating Ms. O'Grady, our Teacher of the Year. We are grateful for the lasting impact she has on our students, our staff, and our entire school community. Congratulations, Ms. O'Grady. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And congratulations to all the winners of Educators of the Year. We have great educators in district, and thank you for speaking about them in such a great way. I would like to turn this over to the retirees. And as we say goodbye to some dedicated educators as well, we'd like to invite all the principals up to speak about them. Here with us tonight are many longtime Nutley educators who have dedicated their careers to the students of Nutley and this community. We thank you for all of your years here in Nutley. I'd like to bring Mr. Williams back up to speak about his retirees who's here. The district did get a little token of appreciation for you that we'll hand out as you come up after the principals speak about you. Mr. Williams.
Tonight, we say goodbye to 20 years of empathy and compassion on the part of Miss Maura Byrne. Miss Maura Byrne started in her career in Nutley on an autism grant at Lincoln Elementary School. The amount of dedication and time she has put into her special education classrooms has helped transform the perspective of her students, as well as the perspective of the professionals she works with. For a long time, Maura was our only LLD teacher here at Nutley High School, and for many years assisted in progressing our special needs programming at the high school. She embraced her 18 to 21-year-old RISE program and worked tirelessly to provide a plethora of programs to her students. She embedded programming with the ARC of New Jersey, NJ Tip at Rutgers, travel training, the Sunrise Coffee Shop, and then our other in-school things, also a lot of community-based instruction. Through her efforts, our RISE students are now attending William Patterson University. She has also dedicated her time to the Special Olympics. She was a Special Olympics bowling coach for 15 years and added the Special Olympics track and field event for her students as well. Moore is most concerned with their students' ability as they transition to adulthood, and she strives to make sure that they have the highest level of independence they can. She was always in contact with their families daily, and she never turned away anyone in need. She hit the pavement of our town and pleaded for business owners for jobs for her students, and that has always turned out well. We will miss her empathy and her compassion next year. She will be replaced, but we will never replace her. We wish her well in her well-deserved retirement and her travels with her husband starting in September. Thank you, Moore, for everything you've done.
I'm going to ask Mrs. Franicola to come up and speak about her retirees.
Congratulations to all the retirees tonight. We gather here tonight to celebrate an incredible milestone and, more importantly, an incredible person, Mary Giordano. For 35 remarkable years, Mary has dedicated her heart, soul, and endless energy to education. She spent her first 10 years in East Newark before bringing her talents to us here in Nutley at Lincoln School, where she's become a cornerstone of our community for the last 25 years. Now, anyone who knows special education knows it takes a unique kind of superhero to do it well. Mary didn't just do it well, she mastered it. Throughout her career, she's worn just about every hat imaginable, teaching general ed, resource, in-class support, and LLD. No matter the acronym, no matter the classroom setup, Mary's goal was always the same, ensuring every single student had a place to belong and the tools to succeed. Mary has always said that Lincoln is the most inclusive building, but the truth is, Mary, you are the massive reason why. You embody that spirit of inclusion every day. If I had to describe Mary in just a few words, it would be team-oriented and solution-driven. When challenges arose, Mary never complained. Instead, she rolled up her sleeves, rallied in the team, and said, "All right, how do we fix this?" She's been a mentor, a rock, and a trusted teammate. Mary, you're leaving behind a legacy of kindness, collaboration, and a profound impact on hundreds of children's lives. We're going to miss you and your solution-driven mind, but most of all, we're going to miss your warmth. Thank you for 35 years of dedication. Enjoy every single moment of your next chapter. You truly have earned it. Happy retirement.
I'm going to ask Mr. Carney to come up and speak about retirees. No? I'm sorry. We'll move on to Mrs. LaGuardia to speak about Spring Garden School's retirees. You have two.
Hi, everyone, again. It is a pleasure to recognize Laura Curry as she celebrates her retirement. Laura began her educational journey after earning an academic scholarship to attend Fairleigh Dickinson University, where she majored in psychology. Knowing she wanted to work with children, she started as a preschool teacher teaching 2- and 3-year-olds basic French and helping them master important early childhood skills. It was in 1994, Laura joined Yanakaw School as a perm sub under the leadership of Mr. John Walker. What began as a substitute position quickly became the foundation of a lifelong career in education. Laura often credits Mr. Walker as a mentor whose guidance, high expectations, and belief in her potential shaped the educator she would become. She acknowledges working with incredibly talented teachers, and I'll name a few. Pam Mitchell, Geraldine Margulies, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Gertrude Reddington, Patricia Fisher, they all helped shape her teaching style as well. After 2 years as a substitute, Laura was hired by Lucy Anello as a 6th grade teacher at Spring Garden School. She then continued her own learning, earning a master's degree in education from St. Peter's College, and the rest is history. For the past 30 years, Laura has devoted herself to teaching 5th and 6th graders at Spring Garden School. Throughout her career, she has remained steadfast in her commitment to what she describes as working for children. We wish her retirement filled with happiness, good health, and the satisfaction of knowing that her work has made a lasting difference. Congratulations, Laura.
Thank you.
We also are honoring Lorraine Rubenstein tonight on her retirement. We celebrate an educator whose journey into teaching was grounded in a foundation of grace, care, and connection, qualities first shaped during her years as an airline attendant. In that role, she learned to welcome every person with warmth, ease, kindness, and ensure that everyone felt seen, safe, and valued on their journey in the air. Well, she translated that into the classroom. As a teacher, she became known for her extraordinary kindness and calmness, quiet, consistent, and deeply genuine. Students, families, and colleagues alike have felt it in every interaction. She has a way of making people feel like they matter, whether through a gentle word of encouragement, a patient explanation, or a simple smile. Her career has been one of service, care, and connection, always guiding others safely, not through the skies this time, but through learning, growth, and confidence. As she embarks on retirement, we are grateful for the countless lives she has positively impacted and the lasting legacy of kindness she leaves behind. We wish her retirement filled with more ballroom dancing, meditation, and some time with her daughter. In deepest appreciation, congratulations, Mrs. Rubenstein.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to bring up Mr. Frank Francia to talk about his retirees.
I have 3 retirees, but Ralph Pastorino, night custodian, he was unable to make it, but Ralph also is retiring from the district. All right, tonight we gather to celebrate a member of the Yanakaw family, Suzanne Tucci, as she begins a well-deserved retirement after 32 years of dedicated service to the Nutley Public School District. 32 years is an incredible accomplishment. And during that time, Suzanne has worked alongside 5 different principals, including me, and through every change, every new initiative, and every new generation of students, she remained a steady and dependable presence in our school community. Many people know Suzanne from her years of supervising lunch and recess, where she helped ensure that our students were safe and cared for and supported during some of the most important parts of their school day. But her contributions extended far beyond the playground and the cafeteria. As our main office attendance secretary, Suzanne performed one of the most important responsibilities in any school. Every single day, she made certain that every student was accounted for and safe. Parents entrusted us with their children, and Suzanne took that responsibility seriously. Her attention to detail, reliability, and commitment provided peace of mind to families and staff. For many parents and community members, Suzanne was one of the first voices they heard in the morning when they called Yannicott School. She greeted everyone with professionalism, patience, and respect. Whether she was answering a question, helping solve a problem, or simply offering assistance, she always represented our school with grace and courtesy. What has made Suzanne truly special throughout her career is not just the work she did, but the person she is. She is generous, kind in her interactions, and always willing to help others. Suzanne, your dedication has helped make Yannicott a better place for thousands of children and families. Your work often happened behind the scenes, but its impact was felt every day. You have been a trusted colleague, a valued member of our team, and a friend to many. On behalf of the entire Yannicott community, thank you for your 32 years of service, your commitment to our students, and the countless ways you have contributed to our school. We are grateful for everything you have done. Oh, I'm soft. I'm getting a little choked up. As you begin this chapter, your next chapter, we wish you happiness, good health, relaxation, and many wonderful adventures with your wonderful family. Please join me in congratulating Suzanne Tucci on her retirement. Don't worry, Angela, I'll get emotional too for you, I promise. Okay. Angela. Tonight we celebrate an outstanding staff member whose impact on Yannicott School extends far beyond her job title. After 23 years of dedicated service, we honor our school secretary, Mrs. Angela Gariano, as she begins a well-earned retirement. For more than 2 decades, Angela has been an essential part of our school community and the foundation of our daily operations. While many knew her as someone who welcomed them into the main office, those who worked closely with her understood the tremendous impact she had behind the scenes. She skillfully managed the countless responsibilities that keep an elementary school running smoothly. From coordinated substitute coverage and assisting students to supporting staff and families, no matter the challenge, Angela approached every task with professionalism and an unwavering commitment to our school community. She was often the first person to arrive and one of the last to leave, ensuring that everything was in place and that the building was ready for another successful day. No matter the challenge, she could always be counted on. Her reliability, organization, and commitment gave us all a sense of confidence and stability. Simply put, she was the person who helped keep Yannicott running, and this is why she has a sign on her desk titled Boss Lady. What made Angela truly special, however, was not just the work she accomplished, but the impact she had on everyone around her. She was a trusted resource, a problem solver, and someone who could always be counted on when challenges arose. Her dedication, attention to detail, and commitment to excellence helped create a positive and supportive environment for students, staff, and families. Through every success and every obstacle, Angela's steady presence and professionalism helped strengthen our school community in countless ways. The impact of her work cannot be measured by calendars, schedules, reports, or the countless tasks she's completed over the years. It is measured in the relationships she built, the lives she touched, and the lasting difference she made in our school community. While it's difficult to imagine Yannicott without her, we are grateful for the 23 years Angela devoted to our students and our staff and our families. On behalf of the entire Yannicott community and the Nutley School District, thank you for your tireless service, your friendship, and your loyalty. We wish you a retirement filled with happiness, good health, new adventures, and all the joy you have so richly earned. You will be deeply missed and forever a part of the Yannicott family. Thank you, Angela. Congratulations.
So that concludes our retirements. We wish them the best as they start the next chapter in their lives. We appreciate them for all their years of service, and we thank them. for impacting our students. I want to thank all the administrators for coming tonight to present to them. And Karen and Central Office, thanks for organizing everything. I would like to recognize two more things before turning the board meeting back over up on the stage. Nutley has the opportunity, and we were awarded a grant, and that was due to the work of Mr. Alpacora and his grandson. I'd like to ask them to come up just to speak about the grant a little bit and to thank them and recognize them for their work for our community. Thank you very much. As they're making their way up, they approached the board several months ago, attended several meetings to talk about improvements to the Radcliffe School High Five Hill. They went out on their own, found the grant, wrote the grant, gathered information with the help of Mr. Viemeister in district, and were awarded the grant to work on some of the aspects of High Five Hill, including the basketball court. We can't thank you enough, and we appreciate all of your work towards this. You're a student at Radcliffe School, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, 2020, I thought I was retired, but all of a sudden, I get a few people that get me involved again. He's the culprit. This grant was a lot of fun, and we're certainly not done. We're doing the basketball court. We're going to do a walking track. We're really going to tie out this. I'm going to make a committee, and I hope people are going to get involved to get grants to bring to the district to make that, we like to call it our field of dreams. But thanks to everybody you mentioned, and plus yourself. And we really like to get moving. And thanks to also, I had to say, to Tom D'Elia. He came and joined us at our little breakfast brainstorming meetings where we got all of our ideas from, and he was really helpful. But thanks a lot, and we really enjoyed it. We'll be back. Did you say something, Nicholas? You good? Thank you.
In a late addition to our meeting, because they showed up in force, the Nutley Educational Foundation came. Nutley Educational Foundation had a good year this year. If you don't know about them, I encourage you to reach out to them and join them. They are a great group of dedicated community members that raise funds for our students. They run programs for teachers to help get them what they need for the classroom after the budget's finalized. And this year they had a great year. Mostly because of one event that they ran that really had this place going. They did bring a big check, and they want to talk about the money they made for the district, especially the Fine and Performing Arts Department here in Nutley High School. So I want to invite you all up. Lorraine, if you want to say a couple words, you're more than welcome to. And the check's right there.
Hi, my name is Lorraine Kaczynski, and I'm the president of the Nutley Educational Foundation, and we had one heck of a year this year. We had the opportunity to host the Duprees here, right in this auditorium. Together, we were able to almost fill this room to capacity, and the Duprees, led by Tom Patillo, who is a Nutley graduate, and he wanted to give back to the community, especially to the school's music department. And so they came and they performed for us, and we were able to sell enough tickets to earn for the music department $8,145. I just want to give you the name of our of the members. It's Tom Patillo, Jimmy Spinelli, and Sean Stevens of the Duprees. And we can't thank them enough because half of the proceeds that we actually made were given to the music department, $8,145, and the other half went to the Nutley Educational Foundation so that we could continue to do our work for our teachers and our students to provide them what they don't have in the classroom when the year starts. So anytime you have a need, please reach out to us so that we can help you. I'd also like to thank the Music Boosters for their part in helping us with this event. They were instrumental in getting the people there and helping us to make the money that we made for this event. So thank you very, very much. Yes, will our members come up? Ian? No.
I know that went the better part of an hour, but it's worth it to recognize all the important people in our district that make it run. We're lucky here where we have the educators and we have the support to do many things. I just want to thank everybody again, and we're going to transition back to the stage for the rest of the board meeting. Sure. Can we have all the retirees and Governor Educator of the Year up to take a picture with the board, please? Can you please come up here?
Don't come up. Okay, Mr. Banya, our superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. President, Board of Ed. As we approach the conclusion of another successful school year, I would like to take a moment to recognize the many accomplishments of our students, staff, families, and community partners. Our student athletes have represented Nutley very well with tremendous pride throughout this spring season. I'd like to congratulate our Nutley High School baseball team on an outstanding postseason run. The Raiders advanced to the championship game of the Greater Newark Tournament for the first time since 2018, defeating several highly regarded opponents along the way and finishing as the county runner-up. The team also enjoyed success in the NJSIAA State Tournament, demonstrating perseverance, teamwork, and determination throughout the season. We also recognize senior lacrosse goalkeeper Michael Koster, who recently achieved an extraordinary career milestone by recording more than 1,000 career saves. Only a handful of people in the state have done that. Michael's accomplishment is a testament to the dedication, skill, and commitment to the sport, and he leaves behind a legacy as one of the most accomplished goalkeepers in our community in program history. As a side note, I was at the college signing day, and I think we had more student athletes sign this year than I can remember in the past. They're doing a great job. Our gratitude extends to all the student athletes, coaches, advisors, and families whose efforts continue to make Nutley Athletics a source of pride for our community. I would also like to thank the members of the Third Half Club of Nutley for their unwavering support of our student athletes throughout the year. The commitment to our athletic program helps provide meaningful opportunities and experiences for all of our students. Last week, we celebrated the accomplishments of the class of 2026 at our annual senior awards dinner held right here in the gymnasium. The evening showcased the remarkable achievements of our graduating seniors and highlighted the strong support system that exists within our community. I would like to thank all of the PTO organizations in our schools. Throughout the year, our PTOs have donated countless volunteer hours and raised significant funds that directly benefit our students and staff. Their generosity has helped support field trips, enrichment activities, classroom resources, and special events. As our fifth grade students prepare to be promoted tomorrow, we especially thank our PTOs for finding the financial support and dedication in helping make these milestone celebrations memorable for our students and their families. I have it here thanking the NEF. We just did that, but the Nutley Educational Foundation continues to be an invaluable partner to our school district. We are grateful for their support throughout the year and for the many opportunities they provide to our teachers and students. Last week, the Sip and Savor event was a wonderful evening and highlighted the foundation's ongoing commitment to education in Nutley. They've also raised over $8,000 for our high school visual and performing arts program. This year, the NEF has raised more than $17,000 for our district students and programs. We thank the foundation for their continued investment in our students and schools. This evening's agenda also includes the acceptance of numerous scholarships awarded to members of the class of 2026. The number of scholarships presented each year is a powerful reminder of the generosity that exists within our community. We are fortunate to have local organizations, businesses, alumni, families, and individual donors who continually invest in the future of our students. Their support creates opportunities and helps recognize the hard work and accomplishments of our graduating seniors. I would like to take a minute to point out a resolution approving Nutley Family Services as a provider for next year. Nutley Family Services supports our district with an on-site crisis clinician at our high school, available throughout our district to support our students and families and connect follow-up care for many of our students' needs. As we look to the week ahead, we have fifth grade promotion tomorrow on Tuesday, eighth grade promotion on Wednesday morning, sixth grade promotion Wednesday afternoon. Nutley High School graduation, the class of 2026 is scheduled for Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Please check your email and reminders as we monitor the weather, and we'll make reasonable adjustments to ensure we have a great ceremony as it gets closer. We do plan to communicate tomorrow once we have a more final weather report. Before I conclude, I do want to mention two things. I'd like to recognize Ms. Danielle Russo is coming on board tonight through a resolution to be our supervisor extended day. She's going to be a great addition to our team, and we look forward to working together, Danielle. I also want to speak to the tech survey that was sent out to families. We had a great response, and I want to thank you for that response. We've had over probably close to 700 families respond at this point. We're looking at it today. Which represents probably over 1,000 students in our school district. The survey gives us invaluable information as to how the community feels about items like screen time, tech use in classrooms, hands-on versus digital learning, those things. As we move forward, we need to make critical decisions with our technology, and we're following trends in both research and in the news. We are talking as a board, we are talking in committee, and we do hope midsummer to share the results of the tech survey with you, as well as talk about reasonable moves with technology to support students in our school district. Before concluding, I would like to acknowledge the ongoing HVAC challenges that have impacted portions of our school, particularly Lincoln and Washington School. We understand the concerns expressed by families and staff and appreciate everyone's patience as we work through these issues. We recognize that these conditions have been frustrating, especially during the periods of the warmest weather we've experienced. This evening, Mr. Parigi joins us up on stage, and he will provide an update regarding the HVAC system, the work completed to date, and the plans moving forward. I would encourage the public to note the board resolution on tonight's agenda that authorizes additional summer projects designed to improve both systems. These improvements represent an important step in addressing ongoing concerns and ensuring comfortable learning environments for our students and staff. As another school year comes to an end, I'd like to thank our student, staff, administration, Board of Education members, families, and community partners for their support of our schools. We have a big year ahead of us next year with the transition of the 6th grade to our middle school. We are ready for that transition, and this summer we'll be putting the finishing touches on the operational management. Together, we have a lot to celebrate as we make our schools better, and we look forward to a successful finish to the school year, an exciting year ahead. Congratulations to all the families being promoted, especially to the families of our graduating seniors on Thursday. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Banya. Mr. DeVito, our business administrator's report.
Thank you. On for approval at tonight's meeting are the annual end of the school year resolutions, along with some insurance renewals for next school year. We also are accepting a couple of grants, and next month we anticipate to receive the amounts for a couple more grants that we'll be approving. We are also going to be purchasing our existing AED machines now that the lease is concluding, and we will be purchasing new batteries and pads for them also. We are also approving proposals for HVAC repair at Washington and Lincoln Elementary Schools, and our Director of Facilities, Mike Parigi, will now go into a little bit more detail on that.
Thank you, Mike. The geothermal HVAC units at Lincoln and Washington School were installed in 2007. After nearly 20 years of service, both systems have reached the end of their expected useful life and require replacement. The district is currently working with A&J Consulting Engineering to develop and design a new HVAC system and evaluate options to transition away from the geothermal technology. In addition, the district has retained D&B Services Group to perform a comprehensive evaluation of existing geothermal system and provide recommendations for repairs. Each school has zones that cover areas of the schools. Each zone can consist of a group of classrooms and hallways, or a zone could consist of just the auditorium or the gym. Washington School has 11 zones, 6 are in need of repair. Lincoln School has 10 zones and 6 in need of repair. The identified repairs include, but are not limited to, low refrigerant levels, failed master control boards, and compressor failures. Based on the proposed repairs, we anticipate that the majority of the existing units will be restored to operational conditions. However, it is important to note that these repairs are intended as a short-term solution. Given the age of the system and the increasing frequency of equipment failures, a complete replacement remains necessary to ensure long-term reliability, efficiency, and proper climate control throughout both facilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parigi, Mr. DeVita. We're going to move on to our committee reports. Ms. Stanchek Martin, academic.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Academic Committee met on June 8th. In attendance were myself, Ms. Quirk, Mr. Delapiano, Mr. Banya, Ms. Loconsolo, Ms. Egan, and Mr. Hanley. Ms. Egan and Mr. Hanley joined the committee and provided an update regarding special education and student support. The committee viewed and discussed the results for the Community Technology Survey and the district performance reports. Ms. Loconsolo provided the committee with an update regarding world language instruction at the elementary level. The committee reviewed a location for the climate grant-supported native plant garden at the middle school. The committee evaluated the out-of-state and overnight field trips and professional development requests, and Mr. Banya discussed several items pertaining to personnel. The next meeting for the Academic Committee is scheduled for Monday, July 13th. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stanchek Martin. Mr. Scotty, administration.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Administration Committee met on June 8th. During the meeting, the committee viewed and discussed the results for the Community Tech Survey. The committee also viewed and discussed the district performance report. The committee also reviewed a location for the climate grant supported native plant garden at the middle school. The committee discussed open posting and new hires. And the committee also reviewed policy recommendations from the recent Strauss-Esme policy alert, as well as policies up for review in the 5-year renewal plan, and moved those to first reading. The next meeting is scheduled for July 13th. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Scotty. Mr. Faginos, finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Committee met on June 9th. In attendance was myself, President Sal Ferraro, Dr. D'Elia, Jeanette Makis, Superintendent Banya, Michael DeVita, Michael Parigi, and Teresa Lori. The board received a monthly update of our health insurance claims and discussed renewals, stop-loss insurance, prescription, and student insurance. We received update on facilities projects, including the middle school media center, which is almost finalized. The middle school classroom conversion, sheetrocking, and sprinklers have been installed. The digital signs at the high school, we are reviewing estimates for the concrete work. The Washington and Lincoln School HVAC, we received proposals for repairs at both schools. The oval bleachers have been repaired, and the lockers for the middle school are en route from the vendor. We reviewed payment application 6 for the media center project. We reviewed payment application 2 for the basement project. And we also discussed the local recreation improvement grant that the district received for High Five Hill at Radcliffe Schools. The next meeting is scheduled for July 22nd. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Faginos. Mr. D'Elia, Negotiations Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Beginning in January of this year, we've met and will continue to meet with local NEA representatives, looking forward to reaching a shared meeting of the minds into this summer. These conversations are never easy, especially during difficult financial times. However, we continue to speak and look forward to amicable, sustainable solutions, hopefully to meet us in the new year.
Thank you, Mr. D'Elia. We now come to that portion of our meeting where we allow members of the public to address the board. In this section, we allow questions or comments on reports, resolutions, and all school-related matters. Our board regulations number 0167 allot 20 minutes for these communications. Each person shall be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that you try to stay within this requirement. Speakers may speak more than once only after all others wishing to speak on the topic have been heard. All statements will be directed to me as the chairperson, and no one may address board members individually. Please be reminded that if your statement is too lengthy, abusive, obscene, irrelevant, or redundant, your participation may be terminated. Please remember to state your name and address each and every time you address the board. Does anyone have any questions? If you have a question, just come up to the microphone.
No question. I just wanted to address the board.
Just state your name and address, please.
My name is Lisette Negron, 107 Stanley Avenue. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Banya, administrator, staff, and community members. My name is Lisette Negron, and I'm here today with Gina Petrus. Tonight, both as a parent and educator, I want to ask that we begin exploring the possibility of offering American Sign Language as a world language option for students in our district. First, I want to thank the board and administration for the work you do every day on behalf of our students. I know there are countless competing priorities, and I appreciate the commitment to providing meaningful opportunities for all learners. Over the past several months, many parents and community members have engaged in conversations about American Sign Language. To better understand the level of interest, a survey was shared with the community. Nearly 200 people responded, and the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Families from across grade levels expressed excitement about the possibility of ASL being available to students in our district. What stood out most was not just the interest in learning a new language, but the reasons behind it. Parents spoke about inclusion. They spoke about communication. They spoke about opportunity. They spoke about preparing students for an increasingly diverse and connected world. American Sign Language is fully recognized language with its own grammar, structure, and culture. It is accepted by many colleges and universities as a world language, and it is offered in schools across the country. ASL benefits all students. It supports students who are visual and hands-on learners. It gives students another way to experience language, communication, and culture. It can help students build stronger attention, memory, and visual spatial skills. It supports empathy and inclusion by helping students understand the deaf and hard of hearing community in a meaningful way. It gives students a practical skill that they can use in real life, in schools, workplaces, healthcare settings, public service, and everyday interactions. It also expands access for students who may struggle with traditional spoken language classes but still deserve the opportunity to succeed in a world language pathway. ASL can benefit students who struggle with reading and writing because it provides a visual, hands-on way to learn language. For students with dyslexia, language-based learning needs, ADHD, or other learning differences, ASL may offer another pathway to success while still building communication, vocabulary, memory, and confidence.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Gina Thomas, 32 Humbert Street. I'm a current PTO president of the Nutley High School, also a mom of a child who is profoundly deaf. She's actually right here. She's looking at me, don't look at me. I wanted to talk about ASL, the experience. We've been in Nutley forever. Wait, is that my cutoff? Okay.
You're fine.
I don't have to read this. I can just give my story for her. Sure. Is that okay? Okay. Gianna has been in district forever. She's out of district. She goes to Midland Park School. She's fluent in ASL. She plays sports in Midland Park. She does everything in Midland Park. She's gonna be a sophomore in September. My goal was for her to be part of Nutley, to belong in Nutley, to play sport in Nutley, to make friends in Nutley. She has no friends in Nutley. I tried to put her in Nutley sports, and it's not fair to a person that's volunteering their time to coach kids, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, by the way, you have to learn ASL, and you got a deaf kid with you. So it was a challenge. When the team wants to bring ASL into district, it's not just for her. She has 3 other kids now that goes out of district to Midland. We want them to belong. We want them to feel like it's part of the community. And I see like how much money I have to pay if I have an event for her. To pay an interpreter, it's $85 per hour or more. So there's ways that our kids in high school can, that's something that they can make a living out of later on in life. And even for younger kids, if she was to play tennis, we can have a high schooler who's in ASL class can go at Parks and Rec and be assistant to those younger kids that are playing the sport. So it's not just, should I go back to read the final? Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I'm excited.
That's okay. That's okay. Take your time.
So tonight, I'm not asking for immediate implementation. I understand that there are logistical, staffing, scheduling, and financial consideration that would need to be explored. I'm simply asking that we begin the conversation, that we look at the possibilities, that we examine the interests that already exist within our community and consider what opportunities
might be available for students in the future. Some of the most meaningful changes in education begin with a conversation and willingness to explore an idea together. I believe ASL has the potential to be one of those opportunities. Thank you to the many parents, students, and community members who completed the survey, shared their experiences, and expressed their support. Their voices reflect the genuine interest in expanding opportunities for students in Nutley. I look forward to continuing this conversation and respectfully, and I hope we can work together to explore what bringing American Sign Language opportunities to our district might look like. Thank you for your time, your service, and your consideration.
Thank you both. Mr. Banya here has.
And I just wanted to share that I want to share the results of the survey. So I'm going to be sharing it with board members and just so we can initiate a conversation.
I'd appreciate looking at that survey. And thank you for what you're saying. I believe many educators in our school district believe in the same thing. I do want to share that we conducted a survey. First, we partnered with Montclair State University, a professor there, to talk about what implementation looks like, and also for professional development. Based on our conversations in CPAC we had, we thought a good first step would be inviting professional development with our educators, especially in early childhood, especially with high-needs students, to begin learning about American Sign Language and how it can be implemented into portions of a classroom before offering a course. We sent a survey out to all of our staff. We had 85 teachers respond that they have interest in learning American Sign Language to impact the classroom. We're in the stages this week to circle back to the professor at Montclair State to arrange what that looks like. The survey asked various questions such as, why are you interested in this, but also what the timing would be as to the best place to implement it, virtual or in person, during the summer, during the fall. And the results of that survey indicate that the best time would be through the fall, so that teachers may use some of that materials in classrooms as they open next school year. So I think we have taken some first steps, so we appreciate the conversation, and we look forward to moving towards American Sign Language.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Banya, I'd also like to ask Ms. Stanchek Martin to obviously make this an agenda item for academic. I think it's important to continue this conversation in academic.
Yes, Mr. President, we'll put it on the agenda for next
Thank you.
month. Thank you.
So we will continue that conversation in academic, so the board is aware of what the administration is doing, and so that we can, as a board, also understand what we need to do. So does anyone else have any questions?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. I am Janai Rumini, and I am a proud parent of students at Washington Elementary School. And first, I want to thank you guys for the update on the HVAC system today. I wanted to go ahead and just share a couple of my experiences with the HVAC system. But first, I want to acknowledge the other parents in the room have joined me here today. I know I'm not wearing black, but I stand in solidarity with them today as we come here to address some of the concerns that we have. So I'll just ask them to stand for 1 second so they can see who they are. These are some of the parents who are behind just advocating for our kids so that we are able to improve the current situation going on at the school. And I'm now learning at Lincoln as well. So thank you. I think it was last Thursday when my kid went to the nurse because she was feeling nauseous. I know that there were some issues with the HVAC, so I had concerns. It was a very hot day that day at school. So I went to pick up my kids early that day just to get them into a cooler environment. When I walked into the establishment, the first thing I noticed is that it was very cool upon walking into the establishment. And that's the area, soon as you walk in, as well as the area where the staff is at the front desk. I did ask to speak to Mr. Jones, and I want to thank him for taking some time to walk me and another parent through the school that day without an appointment. So I really appreciate that the time he took to spend with me. He did walk through the temperatures of the classroom throughout the day for both of my kids. So I appreciate that he has been recording the temperatures of the classroom as well. At one point, the classrooms got to 82 degrees Celsius. He did walk me into my kids' classroom. None of the kids were in the classrooms. I asked, where were they? And he mentioned that because it's so hot, they had to move into a different classroom. And I asked him, how does that work? Where are the kids that are in that classroom? And he said, they're at a special. So I then asked, well, what happens after the special is over? Where do those kids go? He said, they either move to a different classroom or they move to another, back into the same hot classroom. The answer was kind of like, we'll kind of figure that out as we go along. And I had concerns about that because that is an impact of the students learning, to have them moving from classroom to classroom, waiting until folks are nauseous. It just didn't seem like a good environment. As well as I was told that 25 years ago, there were no AC in the schools, and therefore it seems as though we shouldn't complain because there's no AC back then. So kids today should be fine without AC. And that speaks to a lack of progressive thinking, that we should be able to have our kids stay in the same conditions we had to stay in when we were kids. So the general theme of the meeting, while it was helpful for him to help me understand, it was just showing that we shouldn't be complaining as parents about the conditions that our students are in. And so I feel like that was the general theme of the meeting, that one of the other things that he mentioned was that in May last year, I believe, parts were ordered. I didn't get specifics as to when the parts were installed, and therefore we should feel absurd that we are making these complaints when things are being done to the HVAC system. And I did communicate to him that even if things were done, we are still in this position today where I have to come to school and pick up my kids on a hot day. And so I want us to really think through that as members of this great community that we're in. We don't want to be sending our children into an environment where parents feel the need to pick up their students. We are here to educate the next generation, and therefore this type of disruption is not really acceptable. And the vague responses, we would like to get some more specifics, and thank you for the updates. And while I understand that this requires some time, some effort, and a full replacement, there are still no specifics of when that will happen. And so I will hand it over to Sarah to have some additional questions that she has around that.
Thank you so much. Good evening, board members. How are you?
Just state your name and address, please.
Good. Sorry. My name's Sarah Casenza. I'd rather not say my address. I've actually been in communication with you, Mr. Banya, and members of the board for several weeks now concerning the HVAC system going on at Washington School. Parents, end all be all, are looking for transparency. That's what we're looking for. People have been given runaround answers. There's nothing that's consistent, and people are sick and tired of it. And when I say people, I mean parents. And we know that obviously this is something that's frustrating probably on both ends, because you guys all have to get together and figure out some answers that are, everyone's agreeing upon. Apologies, I'm not really a great public speaker, but I am really passionate about what's going on in the school and what's going on with my daughter's education and her environment that she's being educated in. And I'm curious to know, because I saw that it was on the agenda tonight that you guys were going to speak about the HVAC, but we still haven't had any transparency on a timeline. You said you were going to talk about some things over the summer, but I'm also curious about the zones. So I can't remember exactly what the number was, but 6 of the zones out of 10 or 11 seem to be dead zones. So when did that happen? What was the time frame of that? How did it break down? When did it break down? Can anybody answer me that question?
Mr. Parigi, is that, you have answers for those questions?
Yes, the timeline for repairs is when the vendor receives the purchase order, which is, if it's approved tonight, would be tomorrow. The vendor will give us an update of delivery dates and the start time of when the repairs will be done.
Okay, but for the previous issues that we're having, since the zones, obviously, did they all break down at the same time? Have they been breaking down
They've been
over?
breaking down over the years.
And do we know when they first started breaking down?
They've been having problems for 10 years or so, and we've repaired several of them, and they're recurring issues in some of the areas. The part you were talking about was back in May was for the gymnasium, and those repairs were made. There is compressors that have been replaced. We've had vendors in for the last 5. I've only been here 7 years. So the past 7 years, we've had vendors in and out making repairs. This system is extremely old. We make repairs to one part of the system, then we get a leak in the other parts.
Right, and I think you said 2007, but I believe I read that it was 2008, so it's not.
It started in 2007.
What started is that when it was the project?
Yes, the blueprints I have.
Okay. And I was curious also about like the geothermal, which you said you didn't want to continue with, but we collectively as parents have gotten together to try and do our own research, which we're, ignorant on a lot of these things. But as we read more and more, there are lots of grants that are available. And I think that they're geothermal specific. I'm not 100% certain, but I was wondering where we are at. Have you guys applied for grants? And what are we doing to apply for grants, if we can apply for grants, to apply it to what we need to get done for the HVAC?
I have not looked into geothermal grants.
Is that something you would look into?
Possibly, yes. The geothermal system has been deemed not usable by engineering firms.
Mr. Parigi, hold on. If there's grant applications that you're aware of,
Yeah, please.
please send it to our superintendent, to our business administrator. We're always looking for grant opportunities that are out there. Sometimes there's things that we're aware of, and sometimes there's things that we're not. So if you have something, we appreciate that you send it to our superintendent and to Mr. DeVito, our business administrator, and then we will, we'll make sure we look into that.
Thank you very much.
But I just, both Lincoln School and Washington School, the geothermal system is approaching 20 years. And it's experiencing the last 5 years or so, it's been experiencing issues, which Mr. Parigi stated. We do have somebody that comes in, looks at it, we make a repair. Unfortunately, another issue arises, whether it's a year later or a year and a half, 2 years later. So it is something that we've been working on, but we've had our engineers look at it to replace the geothermal system. And Mr. Parigi, correct me if I'm wrong, we're looking at, and this is replacing it with a new system. We're looking at somewhere between $5 to $7 million per school. We've also had our engineers look at to see about doing some type of, I'm going to say these mini split units, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. But rooftop units, they're still in the same ballpark, correct, Mr. Parigi?
Yes, replace the geothermal would be a lot more than that estimated cost. The estimated cost we receive from the engineers is to put new systems in the entire school.
Okay.
Get rid of the geothermal, which is inefficient.
We were also told that there was going to be window units that were being put in, that we didn't get any transparency as to what classrooms or what school that was specific. We thought it was Washington specific, but no one had given us any answers on those.
Mr. Bain, do you want to answer that? Because I believe there were units that were going into Washington School as well as Lincoln School. So Mr. Bain, you can speak more about that.
Yeah, we said at the last board meeting, Ms. Parigi, you can speak to where those units were installed and why they were installed in those rooms and not the other rooms, and the electrical work that went through. You'd be the best person to speak to that.
At Washington School, we had 4 classrooms where the geothermal system is completely dead and it's unrepairable. That was deemed also by the engineers. There was 4 air conditioners installed in 4 classrooms. Those air conditioners are also heaters. So there would be a backup heater until we get the systems repaired. And there was several air conditioners installed throughout the district. I don't know what rooms they were in and what happened. The 4 air conditioners we put in over at Washington School was done in-house, all the electrical work and the installation of the AC units.
Thank you. But again, just back to the transparency, people are a little upset about that, us as parents. So if we can come to some sort of, a little bit more than just the HVAC specific, like there was other questions that were asked by parents in terms of accountability, the way that the principal had spoken to another parent that was in school, and there was no accountability there from you, Mr. Banya, when we'd asked you about the way he responded with
Just
frenzy.
ignore that. That's all. That doesn't.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
But so when you say transparency with regard and the building principal, right? That's the first person that you need, the parents, if there's an issue in the school, they should be addressed with the building principal.
Correct.
If there's an issue with the building principal, then obviously bring it to the attention of the superintendent. With regard to anything, because I know we were copied on a lot of those emails, and I
Yes,
just
you
want
were.
I just want to explain that when the board is copied on emails, and our attorney is here, but it can be considered a public meeting. So that's one of the reasons why we don't respond to it. Because when we're all together, it could be construed as a meeting. And so we have to watch because there's specific laws with regard to that. But if there's an issue with how the building principal responds to a situation that a parent has, and they're not satisfied, then obviously escalate it to the superintendent's attention. But with regard to specifics, are there specifics on how this particular situation occurred? What was
It
said?
was just kind of, he said that he didn't understand why parents were all up in arms and that this was a frenzy. Whereas, when you're a new parent to a school system, you don't really, you don't have any prior experience. We were concerned about our babies, our children that have been on this earth for 5 and 6 years. And they're coming home complaining about stomach aches and nausea, and they're upset because they don't want to go to school because it's too hot. And obviously you got to go to school, so get up, you got to go to school. But when we don't have any answers as to if they're going to be in a comfortable environment, and the response from the principal is, I don't understand why everybody's up in arms and this is a frenzy. I just think that's a little unprofessional and disheartening that would be your response. So the fact that we didn't feel there was any accountability there, and I asked that question consistently to you, Mr. Banya.
Yeah, unfortunately, in a public email like that, I can't comment on personnel-related matters. So if you have a concern about a staff member, I'm more than happy to listen
Thank
to that
you
concern
for
and deal with
clarifying
it.
that.
But I can't originate an email in a public forum regarding personnel.
I understand
I'm
that.
bound by that. The same thing that applies to board going back and forth in a public meeting. I'm bound by that. Mr. McKeever will tell you that as
I
well.
appreciate you clarifying that. That was really just because we band together as a group of parents because nobody was getting an answer singularly. Nobody was getting an answer that was consistent. And that's why we came as a group and everybody had given their permission for those questions to be asked. So I appreciate you clarifying that. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just one more question. Do we expect to be in this situation next summer? With all of the estimates of the cost and
So,
replacement?
On tonight's agenda are HVAC proposals that the board will approve shortly. Once that is approved, tomorrow, the purchase orders will be issued in the coming days to that contractor to repair. Mr. Prigi, our goal is to have that work done for the beginning of the year. Are we going to be here next year? We hope not, but we can't foresee what's going to happen with a system that's 20 years old. So
No, I'm sorry, I was speaking in particular to the replacement. Like, it would be replaced in time for next summer, or how long do we foresee that replacement process?
which replacement possible of
To
the entire
replace
system?
the system, the $5 to $7 million.
Okay, so
yeah.
that's a question that is not something that, we don't have $5 to $7 million per school to replace the system. That's not something we have in our budget. It's not something we have, in our surplus, which is not much. But that's something that would require the board to look at to see if we have to go out for a public question. Okay,
And
so
what would prevent us from going out for that, given that the system is 20 years old, it's already deemed end of EUL, end of useful life? What is stopping us from going out and getting that necessary approval to vote on that so that we can?
that's something that the board will discuss. Yes, that is something that that the board will discuss.
Do you have a sense of when the board will discuss that and come to that?
It's something that we've been discussing the issues at Washington and Lincoln over the last 5 months.
But what will
so-
it take for it to actually occur to decide on that approval? What will it take besides, something negative happening to these students in school? What would it take for us to make like a decision?
That's a board decision that we'll have to talk about. There's a lot involved in that. It's not just, we're going to go out and we're going to do a referendum for it. You have to have architects and engineers involved. They have to develop plans and specifications, cost estimates. It has to get approval from bond council. There's a lot that goes into that. And then again, if that does occur, it goes out for a public comment. If it fails, there's nothing we can do.
Are you willing to make a commitment to get that approval done by a specific time?
What I'm prepared tonight to say is that this is something that we're discussing and we will continue to discuss. Okay, there's a time,
Indefinitely.
well, this is something that the board is discussing and I mean, that's
Thank
where
you
we're
for
at this
your
point.
answer. Your non-answer was an answer. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Did anyone else have any questions? Sure.
Hello, my name's Megan Sibley, 287 River Road. I think my concern just to radiate other parents. I mean, the HVAC in the rooms that we're complaining about, they haven't had AC since the previous year before our children were even in the room. So why is it taking 2 years, parents up in arms, emailing board superintendent to finally come to this to get an answer? And I honestly think it's kind of sad that teachers have to come to us to advocate for them because it seems like they're not being heard over here.
Did you just say that teachers came to you, the parents, to advocate for them?
No, not advocate for them, but just explain like, hey, like there's no AC in the classrooms. It's hot in here. We've been asking for this to be repaired, but I mean.
Mr. Banya, that's something you're going to have to look into because.
You're aware of it. You asked parents directly in the email, hey, can you send it to me?
Yeah.
You're fully aware of this.
Yep.
And the response to it was trying to get that teacher in trouble.
No, the responses was try to support our teachers. We are trying to work with our teachers, our parents to find a solution to this.
Okay. I mean, I just think it really comes down to it where it's like, something's got to give somewhere. We can't be cutting paras, overcrowding these classrooms. Right now at Washington, if you move there, your kid wouldn't have a space in kindergarten. You would have to be sent to a different school because we're at maximum capacity. You can't have the room maximum capacity, no one to help, and it's 86 degrees in the room. Like there needs to be something that could be done to just try to alleviate some of it in the meantime. Whether it be fans or little stand-in units or something like that. People tried to talk about the portable ACs with someone on the administrator of the grounds and stuff, and I'm looking into it and hung up the phone.
Well, Mr. Parigi is the administrator of grounds, so that's the person that you spoke with?
No, this was told to me by a different parent. That they tried to call to see anything about window units and the response was, we're looking into it, and then that was it.
I would never hang up on anybody. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's all. That's just, something's got to give here. We can't be cutting help. We can't have these teachers suffering. They're a vital part. They're helping us raise our kids. They're raising the next generation. And making them suffer isn't fair to anyone, the kids or them, as I'm sure administrations are all sitting in air-conditioned offices.
Thank you for that. And we understand it. Like I said, it's something that this board has been looking into. We will continue to look into it. I know the administration, Mr. Parigi, his offices and his grounds crews have been out there, that they've been having issues fixed. Again, this is a bigger issue. As far as the school being overcrowded, that's something that is something that's affecting the entire district, right? And again, we also understand too, and I don't know if you were here at any of the other previous meetings over the last few months, but our costs are also going up as far as the insurance cost and all of the other issues that are, insurance alone this year went up $3.2 million. Okay, so when you have one item on the budget that goes up by $3.2 million, right? You only have so much budget money that you raise from the taxpayers. So when you have an additional $3 million that you now have to make adjustments in the budget for, that comes at the expense of something else, right? So that's what this board is challenged with. So it's something that we understand that there's issues with those geothermal unit. We are looking into it. A total replacement would require a bond referendum. that would require a public vote. And that is something that we're looking into. We'll speak with our attorney on that, and we will continue those talks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, could I have a motion to close the public comment portion? Motion. All in favor? Ms. Stanchek Martin, would you move academic resolutions?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to move academic resolutions 1 through 3 as written. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call? Oh, Trigger.
Thanks to the district's recent tech survey, we know that parents of Nutley want to limit screen time, prioritize social interaction, and face-to-face hands-on learning. In May, the academic committee was supplied.
Hold on a second, Mr. Del Piano.
Yes.
Which specific item, resolutions 1 through 3 are you
I
referring to?
apologize. I thought that I can comment
No,
on
I mean, this is specific to resolutions,
I
so.
absolutely apologize. I will bring it up in old business.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments? Any discussion, I mean? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Ms. Stanchek Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia?
Yes.
Mr. Del Piano?
Yes.
Mr. Fraginels?
Yes.
Mr. Gilberti? Mrs. Quirk?
Yes.
Mr. Scotty? Mr. Ferraro?
Yes. Mr. Balsamo, administration?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move administration resolutions 1 through 4 as written.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Mrs. Stanchek Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia?
Yes.
Mr. Del Piano?
Yes.
Mr. Fraginels?
Yes.
Mr. Gilberti? Mrs. Quirk?
Yes.
Mr. Scotty? Mr. Ferraro?
Yes. Mr. Fraginels, finance resolution?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move finance resolutions 1 through 39 as written.
Discussion? Roll call? Is there a
Yes.
Yeah.
If we do the repairs on the HVAC, there are 11 zones in Washington and 10 in Lincoln, 6 that need repair in both. If we do the repairs that are listed and everything goes perfect, right? Like it just works out well, will all 11 and 10 zones be up and running in September?
I can't guarantee that. It's up to the supplies and the contractors that's doing the work. It's an outside vendor. We're not responsible for their scheduling and their ordering. We're going to try.
Can I jump in there then? So then do the repairs that we have listed not, I mean, we're calling for money for the repairs, right? So if we do it and we get all the parts from the vendors, does it return functionality to all 11 zones? Or are we only looking at repairing possibly 4 of the 6 zones? Like, I think that's the question. Yeah.
The estimates we have are for all zones in the schools,
So
except for the ones I mentioned at Washington School at the 4 that don't have heat.
So, Mr. Parigi, of course, anything could happen, right? But if everything goes according to what we have, the information we have, all the zones should operate come the end of the summer.
Again, it's scheduling is up to the vendor.
No,
that
I
we
understand
hire,
that. I get
and
that. I get that. But
products.
let's
Yes,
assume
we
everything
schedule-
goes.
we have talked
Let's
to
say
the
everything
vendor.
everything is on time. There's no issues. Everything is done before the end of the school. Barring anything, that's the purpose of this quote is to bring the
Correct.
system back up and running.
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call? Did somebody, do you have a discussion or you just put your hand
Yeah,
up?
I was thinking, I'll talk to him after, if that's okay.
Okay. Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes to all, but I have to abstain on number 11.
Mrs. Stanchek Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia?
Yes.
Mr. Del Piano?
Yes.
Mr. Fraginels?
Yes.
Mr. Gilberti?
Yes.
Mrs. Quirk? Mr. Scotty? Mr. Ferraro?
Yes. Mr. Scotty, policy?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to move policy resolutions 1 and 2 as written.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Mrs. Stanchek Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia,
Yes.
Mr. Del Piano,
Yes.
Mr. Fraginels,
Yes.
Mr. Gilberti, Mrs. Quirk, Mr. Scotty, Mr. Ferraro.
Yes. Ms. Quirk, will you do personnel?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to move personnel resolutions 1, 2, 3 as written.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo,
Yes.
Mrs. Dancheck Martin,
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia,
Yes.
Mr. Del Piano,
Yes.
Mr. Fraginels,
Yes.
Mr. Gilberti, Mrs. Quirk,
Yes.
Mr. Scotty,
Yes.
Mr. Ferraro.
Yes. Any old business to come before the board? Mr. Del Piano?
In May, the academic committee was supplied with an extensive review detailing websites students in our district searched over a 30-day period between April and May. And while 82% of the respondents of the district's recent survey said that they were concerned or very concerned about children's social media use, students searched social media sites an average of 54,000 times a day in our district. In May to April, our students searched shopping sites 924,000 times and were shown 13.1 million advertisements. The numbers reflect a dissonance between reality and the values expressed in our community in that survey. In conjunction with our efforts up here, which again are substantial, I really do appreciate everybody's work on this issue. I'd ask the board explore the creation of a quarterly tech report like the one we received in May so that we can continually and consistently review metrics to help determine whether our practices align with community expectations and our own district's educational goals. According to the survey, nearly all respondents believe elementary age students should receive 1 hour or less of educational screen time, while junior high and high school students should receive less than 2 hours. In order to achieve that goal, the district needs a clear philosophy of technology that's aligned with our educational ones, a philosophy that ensures that technology will be appropriately used and when used to its fullest potential. As we move forward, and I spoke to Superintendent Banya today, so I know it's on the agenda for July, I'd really respectfully ask the administration to provide the board with recommendations regarding a district technology philosophy, which includes how technology use will align with our instructional goals, parental concerns, and our desire to increase opportunities for hands-on learning and experiential learning. If our schools are to answer the community's calls for more hands-on and face-to-face interaction, we need to do that at the classroom, school, and district level. Luckily, and we all know this, Nutley offers outstanding learning opportunities through things like TREPs, drama clubs, history fairs, science fairs, junior Olympics, bands, choirs, the whole thing, right? And Nutley loves those offerings and wants more of them, because people understand, like every coach and every teacher understands, that when learning is relevant and experiential, the lessons that are lessons learned for life. It's not the board's job to design those opportunities. We have a slew of fantastic administrators and teachers that'll take that mantle up for our children. But I do urge that the board takes its role seriously and holds any curriculum that we vote on accountable to those districts' goals and the public's wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Del Piano. Mr. Banya, I have a question with regard to that, right? And actually, Mr. Del Piano, this is something that I know you've been instrumental in bringing this to where we are today. So years ago, I know there was a big consensus as far as one-to-one initiative, right? And it became something that the public wanted students to have, computers, and not just in school. They wanted them to be able to bring the computers home, right? And this board over the years, and I'm saying over the last 10 plus years, right, made an effort to move that consensus as dropping down. So each student now, not just high school, not just middle school, in the elementary school, I believe it was, Mr. Banya, third grade was fourth grade?
I think we went to fourth grade.
Fourth grade. We went to fourth grade. So my question then is the public turning away from that as far as that one-to-one initiative?
Yes, it's through scientific, like educational data, and public sentiment, post-COVID, right? I think COVID really changed the way people looked at technology in the classroom. Yes, the public sentiment has turned. I work as a teacher of Bergen County, and we actually have had a one-to-one initiative for 19 years. We started way early, and the culture of a school changes when, and I'm not saying I'm not saying this is what's happening in Nutley, but I've seen it happen in my own school when the culture of the school changes, when the centerpiece of the classroom is a screen rather than a teacher and students, right? Like and I think that's what people are really responding to.
Okay, so I think that's something that, Mr. Banya, we need to make clear, right? That if we're talking about screen time, right? There's screen time that's also at home, and I think there's that component of it where the district can't control what a child does when they're home.
I think we have to partner with our families. I think this is exciting work. I think it's work that our educators invested in. Yes, having two children of my own and similar experiences, I can relate to many of the families that took that survey. I do think technology has its role in education, but as things evolve, so do our understanding of when and right time and place. As mentioned in the committee meetings, we will move toward a philosophy in education. We'll ask for the parents to partner with us as we come to realize not only our finances, but where appropriate technology should be used in schools. So I look forward to these conversations. I would say stay tuned to July for a presentation of the results, as well as steps moving forward to accommodate that. That work began in our office a short time ago. We had a great couple-hour meeting today regarding technology use and different things. And I think we look forward to this. It would make for a great district goal for this board. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Banya. Any other old business?
Mr. President, I just had
Oh,
I just had a
Mr.
question.
Lozano.
Yeah, I had a question for Mr. Banya. Mr. Banya, the dovetailing with Mr. Del Piano's concerns about screen time, do we have like a timeline or an idea of what the cell phone ban and how that would dovetail or be in conjunction with screen time
So
in classroom,
you guys
and
are all
what the
stealing.
rollout would look like?
You're all stealing my July presentation. So in that philosophy will be shifts we must make as we're mandated to eliminate external internet devices, or if we have a bring your own device, we need to implement by state code filtering systems on those devices. So the district, with every other district in the state of New Jersey, must comply with taking devices during academic time out of our schools. Now, in some capacity, our schools are already doing this, but we have to ensure that this is done across the board starting September 1st of next year. That will be part of our philosophy as well, as we'll have a comprehensive plan for all of these things.
Any other old business? Any new business?
I'm not sure if it's new or old, but before the parents leave, just wanted to applaud your efforts to advocate. I would also ask that you attend more meetings as well, because these are topics that are going to reoccur. And when I say these topics, what I'm lumping it all together is finance. I don't personally, I have absolutely no objection to placing finance into facilities, placing finance into HVACs, but there's a much bigger picture to all this. And we tend to fight, and I hate to beat a dead horse with this, we tend to fight each other instead of pointing the direction towards Trenton to advocate for more funding for our schools, proper funding for our schools, capping this ridiculous, unfiltered increase in health insurance. It's on the rise. It immediately puts, just read, don't take my word for it. Google how many districts are in despair, financially speaking, because of rising healthcare costs that are unchecked by Trenton. So please continue to advocate, but also educate. Educate yourselves on the budget. Educate yourselves on what is going on outside of Nutley, and ask these questions. Ask the business administrator, ask the superintendent, because there's a bigger picture here, and these are not the worst times yet. If we don't do something as a community to collectively advocate, and not just Nutley, other communities out there and tell Trenton, demand from Trenton, share our fair share of funding, demand regulation of insurance increases. We will continuously be in this position and arguing against each other, advocating for the same things on different sides. We want the best for our children, but we have a finite budget to work with. And it's not an easy answer. It's never an easy conversation, but it should not pit neighbor against neighbor. We all want the best for our children, but we can't always afford to get what we want. There's a process to it. It starts with advocacy with the state, and it ends with, if we do a vote in this town, the same passion, the same support, and the same presence has to show up to vote for the passing of referenda to increase funding for facilities, to increase funding for our children. It can't be left in this room. It can't be left in microphones. It has to show up in voting booths. So I know I don't know if it's new or old or whatever it is, but
it's
like beating a dead horse sometimes.
No,
but I
that's
need to
that's
keep saying
something
it.
that we've been talking about for the last year, as far as even the funding that the Township of Nutley receives compared to other districts. When you look around us, right, we're getting a fraction of what other districts are getting, and that's coming from the state. So that's, we can do what we can on our end here for advocating, but we need the community to also advocate, not just for the rising cost of healthcare, but the rising cost of transportation, the rising cost of utility expenses. I mean, we've talked about this. We talked about it during our budget presentations. These are costs that we, as a district, have no control over. We did, right? I mean, we sent a letter to the governor about a month ago, right, requesting that they get involved with regard to healthcare alone, because this year we saw an 18% rise in healthcare, which was $3.2 million. We don't control that. If that projection occurs again next year, it's going to be over $4 million in additional costs just for healthcare. And as Mr. D'Elia said, right, we have a finite budget. So if we get an unforeseen cost that increases it to that magnitude, I mean, there is very little we can do. I mean, Ms. Makis is here. She sees this every day as well. I mean, you said it at the last meeting, Ms. Makis, this is probably the worst year all around New Jersey with regard to school districts and the financial hardships that they're facing. And it's every single school district, it's the same thing. It's rising healthcare, utility costs, special education, transportation. These are costs that are beyond our control. So we need the community, Mr. D'Elia, thank you. We need the community to get involved, not just coming here to the meetings, but also get involved, get on the phone and call our representatives. I mean, this is important because, like I said, we don't control those costs. This year alone, utilities went up by 30+%. When you're budgeting, and I'm just making numbers up, but when you're budgeting $500,000 and all of a sudden you get a bill for an additional $250,000, that has to come from somewhere. And those are the challenges that we're facing. So, Mr. D'Elia, thank you, and thank you to the families. Please continue to advocate for your children, but not just here at this community, not just to this board, but down to Trenton as well.
Mr. President, I have a new business.
Sure. Go ahead, Mr. Bain.
I would like to inform the board that just today, we had a meeting with the business administrator from Belleville and an educational group as a possibility to expand a trade program in Belleville. And we're exploring what that looks like on our end, as well as interest from our students. This would be rising sophomores to juniors. We're going to have an informational meeting for families and parents on the 23rd. This would be a September start. We, of course, have to understand a lot of aspects of this as we learn about it. But I know the community, through our academic committee, has expressed an interest in dual enrollment and pathway programs. And we have another one we're exploring do with, it's actually apprenticeship for an electrical license. So we're going to move forward in asking questions and learning information. And I invite the community to do the same if there's interest out there. It's a 2-year program that helps secure an electrical license through apprenticeship. So it seems to be very, very productive. I'd like to inform the board about that. The other thing I want to inform the board about is we're starting to get inquiries about, class size and different things pertaining to next school year. And I want to remind the board and the community that this is very early in the process. We do sectioning based on enrollment over the summer. It's based on the regulation. Off the top of my head, I forget the regulation. It's in the 2000 series that dictates our class size and amount of sections and to that nature. So I know that that's going to be a conversation in the community. I want to remind the board that our regulation kind of dictates what that looks like. And those are typically midsummer conversations we have as far as sectioning. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Banya. Any other new business? Okay, whereas the Board of Education will be discussing matters exempt from public discussion pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education recess to close executive session at this time to discuss personnel, contracts, and legal issues. Be it further resolved that the results of the discussions will be made public by inclusion on the agenda of a subsequent meeting of the Board of Education, or when the reasons for discussing such matters in closed session no longer exist. Can I get a motion to adjourn into executive session? Motion. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.